Hayyan Bhabha. Today we're joined by Imran Hameed, who's the founder of the Bearded Broz in Birmingham and the Salma Food Bank, and also Saba Zama, who is an award-winning journalist, broadcaster, and producer, who I'm sure you've all seen many of her wonderful works and shows. We were also going to be joined tonight, sorry, one moment, by Myriam, François, but who unfortunately is not feeling so well. So we're thinking of her and hoping she recovers and gets well soon. Assalamu alaikum, guys. How's it going?
Walaikum salam. Hayyan, how are you?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm admiring the new look.
Yeah, it's nice. What do you think?
What happens when I don't see you for so many months? You just grow a massive beard.
Well, that's what I'm doing differently this year. I'm having my beard cut and a haircut at home. As you can see, I've not done it today for the show, but I'll do it, of course, tonight for Eid, tomorrow, inshallah. Imran, you were telling me actually earlier you were doing something with your beard and you run out of hair gel. What are you going to do tomorrow, man?
Dude, I messed up big time. I've done the beard. So what I've actually done right is what they call a fade in the beard, which is a number 3, number 2, and a number 1. Right? It's a new trendy Muslim look going on here. But the major problem is, right, I've run out of hair gel. I don't fancy waiting in a 15-mile long queue just to get some hair gel. This lockdown is proving very difficult. That's what's going on.
Well, I mean, that's pretty impressive, though, actually. You managed to do the fade and stuff yourself.
Yeah, man.
How long did it take you? Be honest.
It about 45 minutes.
Well, that's better than me. I tell you, right? Because it's not the first time I'll be doing my beard and hair at home, right? I don't mind. At the beginning of lockdown, my wife cut my hair and my beard for me.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, and actually, she did a really good job. It's grown out now, so we're going to do it again tomorrow or tonight.
I've done the kids last night. That was about just after Fajr Azan. It was about 3:15-ish, and they both said, "Dad, can you give us a haircut?" And I said, "By all means, come on under the scissors." I did a really good job. I was quite impressed myself. I didn't touch the top. I left the top, but I did the whole 3, the 1, 2, and 3. Right, and that's what I know how to do. So the 3, 2, 1, or the 1, 2, and 3, and I did their hair. It come out perfect.
Oh, so soon we'll be seeing the bearded barbers.
The bearded barbers, absolutely.
Nice tone to it.
This has got nothing to do with being Muslim. This is about being Pakistani. I do everything.
You do everything, a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mashallah. No, we'll hear more about what you're doing, inshallah, as well later throughout the show. So for everyone that's watching, please give us your ideas. Tell us while we're talking about what Saba's doing, for example, in preparation for Eid tomorrow. Tell us about what you're doing, and we'll try and give you a shout out.
I'm just going to power you, inshallah.
Sorry, our technician's microphone is on. If you could mute it, please.
The joys of life.
It's a fun life. You know what? I figured, instead of being so structured and formal, we're just going to wing it every time now.
I think Zoom has just completely changed the whole format of the way we do formal meetings. Even my work meetings are in Zoom, and we're just all like with our coffee cups. Obviously not me for the last month, but it's just changed the whole structure. Everyone's like in their PJs and stuff, loungewear at home. So.
It's true. I'm thinking about whether I need to do a Zoom meeting, for Eid with family members. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I think I've been in too many Zoom meetings, man.
It's good to Zoom.
I'm zoomed out. I'm totally zoomed out. But talking about, so let's go back to what people are doing tomorrow. So Saba, you sent me some pictures earlier.
I did.
Preparation for tomorrow. Why don't you tell us what you're...
Well, just the fact that you guys are talking about beards, I need to put my little pennies worth in, because I've just shaved my dad's beard in preparation for tomorrow with my sister. And it's really funny because Imran was talking about grades, and I have, as a woman, we don't know what these things mean. Like, we go to the barbers, or not even to the barbers, we go to the salon, and we have a hairstyle, names for the hairstyles that we want. I was only recently taught what the grades meant. And so a couple of weeks ago, I shaved my dad's beard for the first time. And then now we're preparing for Ramadan. For Eid, not Ramadan. Yeah. So yeah, I'm quite proud of the fact that I now know how to shave my dad's beard. What am I preparing for tomorrow? So I sent Hayyan some pictures of me showing off earlier. So my family, I've been making chocolate, like a bit of a chocolatier stuff. So I've been making chocolate truffles and covered dates and fruits and stuff that I'm going to send as gifts to friends, including handmade gift tags, which because you can't hand over, you can't give anything in person, so I'm going to put them on the post, and I'm going to show you one of my handmade.
Oh, very nice.
This was done yesterday.
Oh wow!
So
that looks really good. How are you going to deliver these safely then?
In the post, yeah. I'm hoping chocolate truffles won't melt in the post.
Are you serious?
So, well, yeah, there is a way you can do it. So, you know, doing online checking and stuff and all my research, and if you have a good freezer bag, you can put them in there and wrap it in bubble wrap and stuff, and hopefully, you know, and yeah, and I've made the gift boxes, everything. You know what? I'm never going to buy gift tags or anything again. Now I know how to make this stuff. Quarantine has actually taught me to be a bit more productive when it comes to, you know, arts and crafts. So yeah, and preparing stuff for the family. So my family's got an unconventional Eid plan tomorrow. I think we all have. They're planning to do, they're planning to do something with the family, with social distancing, but on you know, outdoors. And me being slightly more overcautious was like, no, let's not do this, you know. And I've been overruled. So yeah, you know, there's always one.
That's cool. We just had a comment. We've just had a comment from Akila, who I think we all know, Akila Ahmed.
Akila, yeah.
Akila, I hope she's going to send us a picture. So she's saying that she's made biryani for Eid. Biryani is one of my favorite dishes.
Akila, send a picture.
Wow.
Oh, I'm
hungry.
Biryani. It's a bit heavy for biryani, but yeah, right. We do pulao on Eid in our family.
Oh yeah,
that was quite a Pakistani thing.
Yeah. So. We're quite mixed. We do a bit of obviously Asian food, a bit of Arabic inspired food.
Well, you've got a nice Arab wife now, so I'm sure you get some amazing food.
Alhamdulillah, I can't complain. What about you, Imran? What do you normally eat for Eid?
Eid, dude, normally, right? Eid is you get up in the morning, right? And you're not used to getting up at that hour anyway because you've had the sort of 30 days. Yeah. And I remember Eid has always been dad phoning and saying, get the hell up, we're going to miss Eid namaz, right? And everybody's rushing. So it's either like in the morning is sevia.
Yeah.
Right? Like in the milk.
Yeah.
And then we go to the masjid, do Eid namaz, then we come back. It's either like the first thing in the morning, this is, I'm talking like 10 o'clock after Eid namaz is finished. Then we've got like some sort of like shami kebabs going on. You've got samosa at 10 o'clock in the morning, right? What else is there? There's kebabs there. I remember. I have to recall this because it's last year.
Yeah.
Okay, then the whole day just spent like having interim periods of food coming in. And I tell you, right, a dish that we normally specialize in on Eid Day, which you've probably never heard, and you're going to say I'm absolutely gross for even telling you this, right? Pulao, like Sister Saba said. So it's either it's going to be a meat pulao, and the dish that goes with it is called doodh gosh. Doodh means milk. Gosh means meat, right?
Interesting.
I don't know if you guys have ever tried this.
So just explain to our audience who don't know what pilau is.
Pilau is a brown rice, a scented rice with meat. Okay, that's pilau first of all. Okay, then doodh gosh is it's made out of a full milk with meat. It sounds absolutely terrible, but it's very nice. It's actually very nice. Everybody, my wife makes it, but she doesn't have it herself. She says we're idiots for having it, but she'll make it for us. She's quite happy to make it, but not eat it, right? But I tell you, it's something. It's like a milky meat with pepper. That's the only way I can explain it. It's all, and this is an inspired Indian dish, Indian sort of Southeast Asian. Because this is something my grandmother used to make, and she lived most of her life in Hindustan before the partition, and this is where this dish comes from.
Oh, cool! Yeah, no, that's we love pilau. I think most South Asians do. Go on, Saba, you're itching to say something.
I want to chime in and say, I don't know if Imran meant to say this or not, and I think it was maybe just a bit of a culinary slip up. Pilau is not brown rice. It's white rice cooked in a stock of meat.
It makes it look brown.
Correct. Yeah, it makes it light brown, yeah.
Just in case anyone's like, oh, it's brown rice. We don't want anyone running to the stores and buying brown rice. It's like,
no, I didn't mean that. White rice, yeah.
That's
coloured
true.
white rice.
So I've just been told by the producers in the background that we can invite people onto this live show if they want to come and talk about what they're doing.
Everyone.
More than welcome. If you want to, drop a message in the comments, and one of the technicians and staff will get in touch. So Akila also, she's saying salam to everyone. We've also had salams from Adnan Yaqub. Walaikum salam, guys. Akila's saying that she's planning on going to the park in the morning, and she'll have coffee there while enjoying the easing of lockdown, inshallah.
That's really nice. And Akila lives near a really lovely park as well, so you know she's got the whole park to herself.
Well, hopefully no one else will be there. I mean, Imran, you're not going to be organising a conga line, are you, tomorrow morning around Birmingham?
No, not quite, right? But we've got something thought out of the box a little bit. Well, I say out of the box, but for the last sort of 5 days, right, we have been driving about, speaking to my sister on hands-free, and her children and my children want to meet up. I'm trying to explain to them that you can't do that, right? It's not allowed right now. So the best next thing, what we've decided to do, we've now got 4 families, including ours, that want to travel with us in a line in their cars to London. Okay, so this is the plan, right? Check it out. My sister lives in London. Normally, she would be the one that would come to my father's house. So because us guys can't see her, we still want to do that. So we are thinking of traveling to London. Right. We grab some food. Okay, we all stay in our cars. Okay, and the plan is to put the cars next to each other at 2 meter distances. Okay, we can still exchange food. Okay, we can still exchange gifts from the windows. We can have a chit chat. We can all do this whilst we're all on hands-free in the cars. We'll go then to Slough, Chaiwala. Yeah. Okay, right. Grab our teas. Right, once we've had enough of this bizarre sort of scenario, we'll all go home. Right. So this is the plan for tomorrow.
That's quite interesting. I think you might have a trouble explaining that to a police officer.
I know. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
It'll take up the whole road, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah,
like an entourage.
Yeah, an entourage, absolutely. Yeah, it's a convoy. And I've told my brother-in-law, I said, we need to get somewhere where we can get 5 or 6 cars together, and without causing any obstruction to anybody else. It's going to be a bit silly, but I think I'll take some photos and send to you guys.
That'd be quite interesting. I mean, if you do that, do it safely and be careful.
Yeah,
I'm sure you will. You're sensible. And
we'll try.
But I think everyone else should stay at home, just so Imran and his family can do that tomorrow. So don't clog up. Don't tomorrow.
Vacate all the roads.
Yeah, there's too many people on the roads. Yeah, absolutely.
What are you doing, Hayyan? What's your plan for tomorrow?
Well, actually, that's our normal thing. We'd go and pray namaz in the park, outdoors, especially when the weather's wicked and nice like it is today, right? Or what it hopefully will be tomorrow. So we normally have Eid in the park, then have like a breakfast, lunch. Maybe it would be like typical Pakistani breakfast or lunch, like chaat and samosa and parathe, eggs, whatever. Yeah, we'll just stuff ourselves. It's like our Christmas, isn't it? We just eat. You have food comas, right, all day, right? So normally, obviously, in normal circumstances, we'd probably visit each other's families, each other's homes. Like maybe we'd go to our cousins, or our cousins would come to ours, or in the usual way, exchange gifts and just watch movies, chill at home. Because we wouldn't normally go out, you see, because in our town there's not really much to do. So we just spend the time all together at home. So that's going to be the biggest difference this year, is how we see each other. We're probably just going to be on the phone to each other. But physically, we'll probably be doing the same things, just in different places. Just sitting home, watching TV, eating lots of food, suffering from food comas.
Yeah.
Basically.
Hayyan, can I ask you, right? The sister Saba mentioned earlier that you got married to a Arab sister. How you coping with this no chili, yes chili, and because there's 2 different worlds, right? Is the chili, but that Asian people would normally have is like an overkill for Arabic food, which quite rightly so. They're right. Don't get me wrong. They are absolutely right. We are trying to kill ourselves with the chili poisoning. So how you doing with that?
I'm doing all right. I'm blessed. Alhamdulillah. She's a wicked cook.
Oh, wicked. That's
Yeah.
even better. Yeah.
So, you know, alhamdulillah.
Hayyan's mum is a brilliant cook as well. So
Yeah. Saba's met my mum as well. She came to my Saba came to the my Mendi.
Yeah.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
Loads of fun.
Yeah, it was good fun.
We
Yeah.
won't go
So,
into
no,
details,
alhamdulillah, I'm
but
blessed. Everyone in our family, they cook really good. Of course, mum cooks a lot of typical Indian, Pakistani dishes.
Okay.
My wife's from Kuwait, so she cooks like traditional Kuwaiti food, which is basically, you're right, it's like Asian food, but with slightly different spices, but no chilies.
Yeah.
Right? But she's used to it. So I hope she doesn't mind. I hope I'm not embarrassing her. She's watching, and she probably is watching.
Sorry, sister.
But she, what does she normally do? No, sorry, I was going to say, but she's used to it. So she's also mixed like me. Her mum is Pakistani and her father is Kuwaiti, Bedouin.
Oh, okay.
So so she's got that mix anyway. So in her family, she's got the mix of cultures anyway. But it
So
is
she gets it, right? Yeah, I'll get you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Hayyan fusion.
Yeah, halal fusion. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So no, it's good. Alhamdulillah. It means it's wicked. It means, I mean, it's bad for my waistline because it means I'm always eating great food.
What have you eaten which has been like a Kuwaiti food which you would say, yeah, you know what, that there, if you were Asian, you would love that?
Oh, you know what? Okay, so there's this has become a food show today. This
is a foodie show.
Yeah, it is.
I would like to just apologize to your wife once again. I'm really sorry, sister. I'm just a cheeky bugger. I ask all sorts of questions. My sincere apologies.
Okay, you know what? This maybe this is gonna inspire people. If anyone wants to try different food this Eid, right, or even just the bank holiday weekend, because you've got a bit of longer time to do it, try making something. Look at something called majboos laham. It's basically.
What? Let me write this down. Hold on.
All right. If any of my in-laws or my sisters or my
Majmoon Hussain. What did you say?
Huh? Majboos.
Majmoos. And what's the second one? Hussain.
No.
What did you say?
Laham.
He's blagging me. Somebody, there's no such thing, right? He's just putting my leg. He's like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever.
It's so funny. Listen, if any of my in-laws are watching, please put some links in the comments for some good recipes for majboos laham. All right, basically.
Laham.
Yeah. Basically, or majboos diai. Majboos diai or majboos laham. Majboos is basically a bowl of rice. Yeah, it's like a bed of rice that's obviously cooked like a pilau, kind of similar to a pilau, but it's cooked in the stock of the diai, the chicken, or the laham, the meat, the lamb.
Yeah.
So it's already wicked. It's like a pilau. And then they would roast, slow boil, and then roast either the chicken or the lamb. And then lay it on the top. And then they put like roasted or lightly fried like cashews and peanuts and.
Stop it, man. We still got 1 hour and something left.
I know. It is so good. You know what? I'll have to. I guess I'll have to like post a picture of it next time.
You might be able to answer this question, right? I remember because my wife she's Pakistani, right? But she was born and bred in Dubai. Yeah. So we go to Dubai maybe 2 or 3 times a year, right? Because all the family is there. So you know, like how our parents came to this country, her parents went to Dubai, right? So we go to this takeaway. Well, it's a buffet, right? It's called Al Ibrahimi.
Okay.
It's a buffet. It's in I'm sure it's in Dera. Okay, and they have a sweet dish. Okay, which for the life of me I can't remember the name of it. It's like, how can I explain it? You remember? Does anybody know what buck and honey is? Your mom or dad would have put it into tea. They would have crumbled it into tea.
Yeah, it's like it's finger pastries that you have, and it's made out of puff pastry, like buttered, and you have it with tea and stuff and snacks.
Yeah.
Okay, I've probably seen it. I didn't know it was called that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this, right? They do a sweet dish, but with butter honey and milk. Yeah. What a sweet dish! Hats off to the Arabs. Honestly, you know what is they've cracked it. They've nailed it, that one, right? And I can't remember what it's called. And I've been meaning to ask my wife for the last 2 days what this is called and where we can get it. So that's 2 on the list now. So I'm looking for a
Maybe somebody
majmus
publicly
laham.
who's listening might be able to kind of send that name. What is the name of the
Please,
dish?
I need help. I
All
need
right,
help
so
if anybody can help me.
There's some ideas that we can get Imran, guys. So if anyone's watching and have got any of these ideas, I can share some links on the comment section for Imran for some food ideas. And if they can identify that sweet, and talking about good Kuwaiti sweets actually, and I'm sure some of our friends like Fahim Saba will know this. You got to try kanafa. If you haven't tried kanafa,
Oh, I've tried kanafa.
oh,
Please remind me what kanafa is because I'm rubbish with names.
go on, Saba.
Kanafa, if I'm any Arab friends out there, if I get this incorrect, I'm so sorry. Hayyan, you might be able to correct me. Kanafa is a semolina, if I'm correct, it's like a crisp semolina that you wrap around, and you can basically make it into a pastry generally, or you can make it into a tart. It normally has a filling in it, so it could be cheese and custard, or it could be chocolate or pistachios and stuff. And it's like a lovely. It's like, you know, when you mentioned semia earlier, and we make it a semolina, but it's wet, and there is a dry form, but kanafa is dry, and it's just beautiful.
It's like a crust of that on the top that's dry, and it's normally like cheese on the bottom. That's
yeah, and cheese and stuff. Yeah, and it's the sweet cheese. So
yes, I have had it.
And stuff.
Yeah, I've definitely had that. It's got semia at the top. It's got cheese in the middle. It's sweet. It's got like sprinkled with nuts.
But the kanafa is the semolina. That's what it's called, and they make it by hand. I mean, the way they make it, it's like, you know, if you think of sugar, shards, kanafa is like made like that of flour, and then they just constantly keep beating it. It's just amazing. I mean, the whole method. I do not know how to make kanafa. If someone wants to teach me how to do it, please put a link down there. So.
Right, I'm going to move on because I'm sure my in-laws might be watching this, so they'll watch it later. Be like, "Oh my god, you've just not done it justice."
Wasted like the first half.
So if any of them are watching, please drop a comment, with some lines and some examples, or maybe a link to a good recipes for Imran and Saba. You can tell we're all foodies, right? And we are hungry because we've got about an hour and a half.
We are hungry.
Food,
yes,
right? We've taken the first half of the show. We're talking about food. Right. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Imran.
Yes.
You're in Birmingham. Whereabouts in Birmingham are you exactly?
I'm in the Black Country. Now, I'll explain to you. The Black Country is probably people would be you understand it as, remember if you ever heard Dudley?
Yep.
Right. This area that I'm in is called the Black Country for a reason. When the miners used to come out of the mines, there used to be that dark with the soot, right? It was named the Black Country, and this is the outskirts of Birmingham. So I'm literally about 5 miles away from the city centre of Birmingham.
Yeah.
Born and bred here. Very. It's a mix. I would say the makeup of the country makes definitely what the Black Country is. So you've got pockets, minorities of Black people, minorities of Muslim people, and then you've got majority of English people.
Yeah.
And born and bred here, and we all get along very happily.
Alhamdulillah. No, that's good. And it's good to talk about whether we'll be doing things with our neighbours this year, because I think we're not only are we forced in our homes, right? We're forced to then talk to our neighbours. I say forced to. I mean, we probably don't give time to talk to our next door neighbours, right? We may not be obviously friends or friends of relatives or even connected to our households in any way other than just being next door. Have you seen any good examples or any of the work that you guys have been doing this Ramadan or will be doing for Eid with the wider communities, either with the Bearded Bros or Salma Food Bank?
With neighbours, I mean, the area that we cover is West Midlands, which is a massive area. It covers like Wolverhampton, Walsall, everything, right? There's been major developments in the whole community cohesion thing. Yeah. We've had so many people who have joined hands with us, not because they're Muslim. They totally agree with the sort of whole Islamic ethos. We've now got just under 750 driver volunteers. Okay. Yeah, these are people that say, listen, I'm not going to let my neighbor go without food. Majority of my drivers are not Muslim. Okay, they're very happy to work under the Islamic ethos, which is a believer isn't a believer that goes to bed satisfied while his neighbor sleeps hungry, right? It's pretty cool. So we have one of our volunteers who recently joined. Her name's Moira. She's a devout Christian. she's quite happy to work under that banner because it's a universal banner. Even though I'm Muslim, she's Christian, we can put our differences aside. When she goes out to serve somebody and we give her a job to do, she just takes it on because it's in her area. She doesn't know who she's going to. Could be anybody. Could be black, white, pink, whatever, right? It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So the community cohesion that our project actually promotes is huge, absolutely huge. Hayyan, the biggest question I think we get asked when we speak to people, right, and we make assessments is, why can't all Muslims be like you?
Yeah.
And we have to stop them and say, they are.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
No, yeah, you know what? And the reason why I asked this question and brought it up, because some of you may have seen the ITV News report at 6 p.m. Just before we went on. It was only about 3 or 4 minutes long in the first sort of 15 to 20 minutes of the news cycle. And, you know, it talked about how actually Muslims this year in the UK have, you know, positively stayed at home, stayed safe, you know, locked down their communities in order to keep the wider communities safe, and their own communities, of course. But also, not only are they staying home, but those who are out are actually those who are doing voluntary work and services, right?
Correct.
Those who are supplying food banks, those who are, you know, helping the homeless and the needy. They're the only ones who are out and about, you know, even though they can't be with their own families, alhamdulillah, they're still making the time, you know, obviously in some form of danger, in some way, exposing themselves to the outside world, but still serving their communities. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think, obviously, it's an extension of some of the work that you're doing as well with the Bearded Bros and Salma Food Bank. Are there ways, do you think, that people who may want to do more this Eid, or even over this weekend generally, that can help organizations like yourselves? What ways could they help this Eid?
Definitely knock on your neighbor's door.
Yeah.
Definitely do that. It's a massive thing. And like you just said about the news, I was on BBC Radio 4, was it, this morning? I was doing the breakfast show, and again, it was highlighting about Muslims. I think what people fail to understand, right? I'm Muslim and I'm British. I've got two lines of defense here. My British roots and British values do not allow me to let my neighbor go without food. And then I've got the second line of defense, which is being Muslim. My religion doesn't allow me. But like you said, anything extra would be definitely knock on your neighbor's door. There's a lot of us that still don't do this. We probably had a falling out with them or what have you not. But knock on your neighbor's door. When I'm saying neighbor, I just don't mean your next door neighbor. I mean 5 doors that way, 5 doors that way. Knock on their door. Even put a letter through the letterbox and say, if you need anything, give me a call. It goes a long way. It definitely does go a long way. You know, even if they didn't ask you for anything, for someone to read that, an elderly person who probably hasn't seen anybody in months, just for them to have that telephone number is a lot of comfort.
Yeah, and that is something that we could do really, really easily. And, you know, alhamdulillah, we're available. We're not, you know, especially on the weekends, if you don't have a work commitment and you're at home, if one of our neighbours needs our help, we're available. We should be at hand to be able to help them. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think that's a great way of us also showing our faith in practice.
Yes.
Yeah. Saba, I'm going to come back to Saba. Saba, you've got a massive family, right? I know that
I do, mashallah. Family. More kids than adults, actually.
So how are you going to stay in touch with relatives this Eid?
My family's already got a plan for tomorrow, so we are actually doing something outdoors, but it's with social distancing rules. We actually have our own private land area that we can all go to and actually socially distance. And this isn't because we're trying to actually break rules or anything. We've got sort of a farmhouse and stuff, but my father, as you know, Hayyan, has not been very well for the last couple of years, and it's really impacted my parents being at home. And I've been like a helicopter child around my mum, making like sure I kind of put her under curfew for a couple of weeks. But alhamdulillah, there's like, you know, they'll be traveling the car with the people that are in the house, and there's like everything in place. And it just, my dad loves nature, my mum loves nature, so it'll just be a case for them going out and just spending time with the family outdoors with all these strict rules. But aside from that, we've got extended family who obviously can't be there because it's just direct family members. So with them, it's going to be, I think, the same with technology, online, on the telephone, probably visiting, you know, maybe a car cruise drive by, sort of like waving on their cars. You know? I had some friends the other day, we were in a WhatsApp group and we were kind of scheming, like, should we just do a drive by the mosque and, you know, just like say hello to the imam and stuff. So I think there's a lot of humor around it. And I think people are just coming up with really inventive ways to how to, inshallah, make the best of Ramadan. Oh, sorry, I keep saying Ramadan. Let's see, I'm still in Ramadan mode.
But yeah, no,
it's Eid. Inshallah.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? We will be in Ramadan mode for a few days. I think it's going to be at least a week.
My brain is still like in Ramadan mode.
We're going to be thinking, oh, I can't eat. Oh, yes, I can.
Sister Saba, can I ask you, how old your father?
My dad is in his late 70s.
Late 70s. Can I ask you another question? What's wrong with him?
So my dad had he had 2 strokes 5 years ago, back to back. And over the last year, stroke is very common with men over the age of 70 and, you know, elderly, and, you know, being Pakistani. My dad had underlying health issues, like typically diabetic, had a bypass good 10-15 years ago. But one day I was on my way to work, I remember, because I found my dad, he'd fallen off the bed and couldn't move, and it's just I saw his facial features and I knew instantly it was a stroke. So then alhamdulillah, he had some recovery but had a relapse. But over the last year and a half, so about 2 years ago, he ended up in hospital because what happens with stroke is you can get better, but then it's very likely, because of the medication and stuff like that, depending on how severe it is, the brain, you know, the oxygen doesn't travel to the brain, so you can have relapses or mini strokes. And so my dad's had a few of those and then end up in hospital. And then from stroke, it's quite common for people, especially men over the age who tend to suffer from stroke, elderly, to get a thing called vascular dementia. So vascular dementia, so there's different forms of dementia. Alzheimer's is the most common one, and after Alzheimer's is vascular, and vascular dementia comes from stroke. My dad's in his final stages of vascular dementia, so which is obviously brain cognitivity and stuff like that. So he's now lost all mobility with his he's not able to walk anymore, but he's mashallah got cognitive you know, senses, you know, but you know, he doesn't speak as much and things like that. So just being around the family and stuff like these are the things that he needs. And it's been, I mean, we've all been in touch, you know, I've been kind of getting in touch with the grandkids and my siblings and, you know, the children and stuff like that, and, you know, family members just through, you know, telephone and stuff like that, but or FaceTime. And sometimes he just wants to see someone's face because he's generally quite quiet, but yeah, so this is just kind of a mental kind of capacity for him, so it'll just kind of lighten him up. So yeah, that's what's wrong with him. So
may Allah give him shifa, inshallah. And after the show, right, I shall send a message to Hayyan. I want to send him something.
Oh no, that's too kind.
Saba, your father is like my father. Don't worry about it.
Oh, bless you.
And I've got a secret little recipe. I've discovered a very nice honey, right, with black seed. Inshallah, you know, have a little try of it. If he likes it, alhamdulillah.
Thank you. That's so kind, honestly. It's so generous. Yeah, honey's quite a big thing in my family. We all like honey, but because he's diabetic as 2, so we've got to be quite careful.
Yeah,
you know, but
no,
but he's good.
Alhamdulillah. That's a really, really sweet thing, Imran. And I think that will also inspire other people to remind us that there are many people that we could do very simple things for at this time of their need, and we could do it quite simply. And you know, Imran has very beautifully offered that very kind gesture that reminds us of that. And also, I think this Eid and this Ramadan actually has helped people like Saba in your situations who can spend that time with their families.
Yeah.
Just giving the opportunity. You know, so these will be, inshallah, fond memories as well.
Yeah, it's been really I know it's been really difficult for people at home, and especially if you've got children and stuff, and I've got 2 dependent parents. My mum is agile, fit. She's not fit as a fiddle. She has underlying health issues, but she's just, honestly, she's like Speedy Gonzalez. Like, trying to keep my mum in the house is just impossible. So she's a very agile person. She loves going out and stuff, and she loves being very dependable, like, you know, not dependable, she loves being self-sufficient, shall I say. She's like typical Desi mom, loves cooking every day, loves cooking for the grandkids, always making parathas and stuff like that. So I'm fairly spoiled at home because I'm at home with my parents. But what's been really nice is when you have a full-time job, my dad, we have carers that look after him throughout the day, that come several times a day, but my mum is at home with my dad as well. So it's been really nice for me, because normally I'm only here in the morning and then I'm at work during the day and I'm there in the evening. But it's been so lovely for me to spend time with my dad and both my parents. And I don't know about for you guys, but my work schedule is really busy during COVID, but it's okay because it's been really nice. I've been downstairs with my laptop with my dad, kind of sitting down, you know, just he's very quietly watching David Attenborough or something, and I'm there kind of just working away. So yeah, just those memories, it's, you know, I wouldn't change it for the world. I've actually really enjoyed this time. I'm really enjoying it, and you know, I'm getting a lot of blessings, a lot of rewards.
You're absolutely blessed.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, I do count myself very lucky. Yeah.
And it also, you know what, this it also just reminded me when you were talking about that our mothers, very typically in our communities, they are very much, even if they're sick, they will not sit down.
Like go-getters, aren't they?
They don't feel like they're being mum if they're not doing the typical things that they want to do, like feeding their children or clearing the house or going out shopping, even when you tell them you need to chill out and sit down. So maybe actually that reminds me, maybe this is a time where actually, because we're home, we should actually be returning the favor for our parents. And maybe that's something different we could do this year at home in our households. And I know that my sisters are probably watching this, so they're going to pull me up on that later. So yeah, I will help this evening with the cleaning and cooking.
Yeah.
I'll try my best.
So
have you guys come across any new or intuitive ways in which people are doing things this year? Like other ideas have you come across from other people?
Well, what with regards to Ramadan and with regards to
on how they're celebrating Eid. So we know that obviously a lot of people will be using FaceTime or video calling.
I think a lot of people that I know, so locally, a lot of our family friends are doing things like house gardens and garden parties because they're able to socially distance. And I think this is becoming a bit of a common theme amongst people who've got gardens suitable enough for families to be in there. Yeah. So that's an interesting one. I think everyone, if they've got an outdoor space, then, you know, if you can, you know, stay safe and not flout the 2-meter rules, even if the government may do it. It doesn't. I think everyone is being quite sensible from what I see. And as Imran mentioned earlier, you know, and as you mentioned, Hayyan, earlier, that, you know, the Muslim community has been so proactive in terms of charitable endeavors, in terms of kind of getting out there, volunteering their time, you know, being part of the community, not because, you know, we're trying to be part of the community. We are part of that community, and our neighbours, as Imran said earlier, it's not just 5 doors down, but, you know, from the Hadith or Islamic point of view, it's 40 doors to your left, right, ahead and behind you, which is your immediate neighbourhood. So I just think, you know, people have been really sensible, and they're just trying to find new ways to kind of, even if it means kind of like over the fence or in the garden, I just think a lot of people will probably try and see if they can interact with their families in the best way suitable, but in a safe way.
Yeah. Well, while we've been going, Imran, you're going to say something.
They're talking about innovative ideas. Have you seen that mad idea with the plastic sheeting? I can't see that catching on anytime soon. Have you guys not seen it, right? So you open the front door, and there's like a plastic sheet, okay, that the household stands that way, and you have relatives that come, and you hug the sheet whilst hugging the person, right? I swear to you, this
bizarre, man.
I can't see it catching on, but that's one of the ways that people have been.
Somebody might have to just make a plastic suit, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So it's a plastic sheet. That's all it is. It's a plastic sheet on the front door, so you can stand and talk to each other, and you can hug the grandchildren. But Yeah, this is what a lot of mad people have been
I
doing as
have
well.
not heard that.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a
I mean, people have
company
been
out there that's gonna,
inventive.
like,
Sorry.
say- I'm sure there's a technology company out there that's going to
Exactly.
come up with an idea.
Make some money. Yeah.
When you can just make it yourself.
That is so bizarre. I've never even heard that. That's funny. That is funny. I was just going to say earlier that Fatima, my wife, she just sent a message saying that you're all welcome to try proper Kuwaiti food with me next time.
Fatima.
So, you know, there's an open invitation there when lockdown is eased and
Alhamdulillah.
Definitely, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.
So
So extremely kind of her.
yeah, alhamdulillah. You know, we've always tried to keep things really, really positive on Urban Muslims on our live shows, but I think this Ramadan, this is a bit of the negative bit, but I think it needs to be said. And I think I wanted to raise it and also have a chat with you both about it in as positive terms as we can. The first is obviously this Eid. I think we've got to remember that unfortunately, because of coronavirus, there's lots of people who have lost their lives because of coronavirus. And as you both know, there's a lot of people who, a lot of those people are disproportionately from Black and ethnic minority backgrounds. And also you will both know, and all of our viewers will know, that unfortunately the first few doctors to die on the front line were Muslims. So I think it's really important that this year at Eid and in our prayers, we think of all of the people who've lost their lives, but also it should remind us why it's very important that we do things that we, during Eid, that we do things sensibly and safely as possible, because our communities are already overexposed to the issue. But also, and the second thing that I wanted to mention is also to this Eid in your prayers, please think of the family of the 19-year-old law student who was killed in Black. I wanted to raise this because a number of us, Saba, who will also know this, a number of us have always tried to battle sectarianism. Now, we know that the killing and the agenda behind, or the alleged agenda behind the killing, is not connected to sectarianism, but unfortunately we saw some ugly sectarianism in public spaces when people decided that they were going to withdraw their funds in support of her family because she is Shia. And I just want to make that very, very clear that it's totally unacceptable. It's ugly. It's not the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It is not the values of our Islam. And those people don't represent the majority of us.
Correct.
So just as a reminder again, let's remember her family this Eid and put them in our prayers. Challenge, hatred, division, and sectarianism, because it really does have no place in our communities, especially not in the modern day. And we can all have differences. We can agree with our differences, but it's totally ugly to defend withdrawing support for a human being just because you are different from them. So
We're not different. I think you only become different when you put those labels.
When you put those differences up, yeah, exactly. And bringing it more
to all of this.
That's right. And I think
in the tradition of our faith, and we know this.
Absolutely, we know this, and it's just not who we are. It's not our values. And actually, coming to the positive side of things, this is why Imran does the work that he does. You don't have to have a beard or be Muslim to join the bearded bros. Imran, tell us more about your business partners or charity partners, like Sunny, for example. And I know that Sunny's got a lovely message that he'd like you to read.
He has indeed, right. Sunny is my partner in crime. Sunny is born Sikh. Is proud to be Sikh, and Sunny and I, we can't be divided. That's what normally is. My wife thinks of Sunny as my second wife. That's what's going on. Sunny has sent me a message. He was supposed to be joining us, but Sunny's now doing with he's online pretending to be a 13-year-old girl. Bizarre as it may sound, we're online quite actively as a Bearded Bros. We're looking for online groomers, pedophiles, convicted pedophiles, or somebody who's trying this out for the first time. So Sunny and the team, we try to find who these people are, set them up to meet them up, and then we pass that intelligence on to pedophile hunters. right? We don't actually use a camera to expose these people because we find that doesn't really work with what we do, right? So that's what Sonny does. But anyway, Sonny, because he couldn't join us, he has sent a message. I shall read it out. He says, "Happy Eid to all my loyal Muslim fans. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Mega love and respect to you and your loved ones. Sonny, Bearded Bros, and Salma Food Bank team." And he's used all his hashtag they normally use, which is keeping it real. Together we can do it. Happy Eid, my brothers and sisters, all faiths, all creeds, 100%. Humanity first and bros for life. One community, Sonny Singh, right? Sonny is a proper Singh.
Yeah,
that's the only way to describe. He doesn't wear a turban, right? But he's a proper Singh. Somebody who's met a proper Singh would know that loyalty is the number one trait. Okay, honesty is the number one trait. They will defend you with their life, and this is what a proper Singh is, right? Sonny, I go with Sonny to the Gurdwara. Sonny goes with me to the to Friday prayers. Okay, believe it or not, right? We read namaz together.
Oh wow!
I swear to you, Sonny will sit there while I read namaz, and he will sit there in almost prayer. He doesn't follow the same sort of actions, but he sits there quietly praying. And I think we're a perfect example that two different faiths. Bigger than faith, right, in this is the whole sort of India-Pakistan divide. Right, you guys might, I saw this when I went to college. Oh, we can't talk to him because he's Indian. Like, you're being serious? Where the hell that even came from, I have no idea. Right, so this is what we do, and it's been a massive, massive success for both of us because we both have put our differences aside. Okay, yeah, we can have differences. You know what? Whatever, get over it. Right, we can come under one banner, which is to help somebody else, and like that, just by doing that, we've proved that, you know, Sonny and I, we are best mates. I love the guy. He's my brother. That's a reality of it. Sonny, if you're watching, you owe me 50 quid.
But he's going to give you for Edie then.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
But
so,
we do everything. Hayyan, we do everything together. Like yesterday, right? We was doing something for West Ealing Mosque. They were collecting for the mosque, right? First person to call me, right? Can you give them some money from me? It was Sonny.
That's nice. Mashallah.
That's the type of bloke he is, man. You know, he's never looked at this and said, "Oh no, because I'm Muslim or not." He's never ever done that. And the beauty of his humanitarianism is unbelievable. And that's why I said to him, he is what he is. He's a proper Singh.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's another inspiration for people that can do something in a positive way this Eid, is break down some barriers, meet with someone or sit with people, well, safely, or at least call people who you wouldn't normally call. Don't sit with them. Sorry.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But learn from someone new. Talk to somebody new. Share something about you that maybe other people don't know. Maybe they're about your faith.
Hayyan, can I give you another inspirational story? Right.
Go on. Yes, please.
We do something at the Bearded Bros called Meet a Muslim.
Okay.
Right. So we've had now 3 episodes of Meet a Muslim, and we've had in all of them EDL members. Okay, the last one was Tommy Robinson's uncle.
Yeah, I heard of
it. At one stage, like number 2 in the sort of EDL ranking, right? Yeah. EDL, if you're watching, right, we are still doing it, but it's going to be after the sort of lockdown. And I need to push you guys on something which we discussed with Darren, that I want to open a food bank under the name of Salma Food Bank, under the same ethos, which was a believer isn't a believer that goes to bed satisfied while his neighbor sleeps hungry. But I want the EDL to run it. I want it open in Luton, okay, where the EDL has a stronghold, right? What I'm trying to say to the EDL is this: very, very simple. You can hate me as much as you like, right? I may not agree with most of the stuff that you say. It's cool. Don't worry about it, right? We can both put our differences aside, but we can still serve someone who needs food. And if you're watching, I'm still waiting for your answers.
Well, that's an open invitation for anyone looking to help. I mean, I think that's, Imran, you've probably received so much controversial comments and criticism about that idea, and we won't go into it, and I'm sure that you've battled with people, but Imran, that just shows how pure your heart is. mashallah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, yeah.
And I think that's one way you can break down barriers pretty quickly, because I know that when people who think they know something about people who they think are different to them, when they actually meet them, they learn that actually they're just like them. So actually that might be a massive way of breaking down barriers, even if people may be opposed to it in the way in which you describe. And I think that's a really, really beautiful thing. Are you going to be running the food banks or Bearded Bros over Eid? And are there ways in which people can support you in any of those things?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're still running. We're open 365 days. We're open around the clock. We're not a charity. We don't take anybody's money. I believe I'm a Muslim. I'm not a beggar. Allah has given us enough that we all can pull together and help somebody else. We ask for one thing, which is food. That's it. All we're doing is, well, Allah does it. I don't do anything. I can assure you I do not. I'm the middleman. That's all. I've got nothing to do with this project, right? But he sends the people who have the food to us. Then he gets the people that don't have the food to contact us. I swear to you, I'm just in the middle saying, yeah, we got a bag of food, right? And this guy needs it. I tell you what, if I can go and drop you off, this job done. That's all I do. Nothing other than that. It's magical. If you spend a day with me, it's unbelievable. You know, before I started this 5 years ago, I was that thick. I didn't even know what Sadqa Jariyah meant.
Yeah.
I swear to you. It was the Imam at the Yemeni masjid where I went to, and I used to go there, right? Sorry, I think I lost you guys there for a second.
Yeah, we see you.
It was the Imam at the Yemeni masjid. Alhamdulillah, may Allah bless him, Brother Saeed. I went there because they did the khutbah in English, and I asked him. I said, my mom's passed away, and this, that, the other, and I want to do something. And he said, you could do Sadqa Jariyah, and I was like, what? I was like, what's one of them? I was like, how do you do that then? And he said, it's an ongoing reward. You can do it and your mom will get rewarded. And I'm like, bingo, this is all right. This is how stupid I was, right? And I said, are you being serious? And he said, yeah. He said, you could do this and you could do that and your mom would get rewarded. I was like, dude, this is like really fascinating stuff. I could do this. I could physically do this, right? And I was inspired by my mom because my neighbors, like I said, the black country where I've grown up, alhamdulillah, there's a black family, there's a white family, not very little like sort of Muslim people where I live. And mom was always helping them. And that's why I thought, this is what I've got to do. This is what the destiny is. And alhamdulillah, we're en route to now becoming one of the largest independent food banks in the country.
Wow. Well done.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Well, congratulations. And of course, all credit to Allah, and also credit to your efforts in the background. We know that these things don't just pop up out of nowhere. The amount of effort and time.
He's made it easy for me. Honestly, he's made it so easy. I'm extremely humbled. That's all I can say. I'm extremely humbled. And alhamdulillah, I think the best decision I ever made was never to become a charity and never to take anybody's money.
Yeah. No, well, you do a valuable service. And if anyone follows you on WhatsApp or Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, they know the great work that you do. And if you don't, please do. We're coming up to the end of the show now. That hour has gone really quick. You guys have been really good conversationalists, actually.
I've poured the living daylights out of you, Hayyan.
No. We'll try and do those recipes as well. But I wanted to ask, end on one question to Saba. Saba, well, maybe two questions. What's been the highlight for you for this Ramadan, and what are you looking forward to most this weekend for Eid?
The highlight for me this Ramadan, to be honest, has just been spiritual sustenance. And I know that sounds really bizarre, but I'm going to speak for myself. I can't say for everybody else, but I, like most people, have a really demanding day job, but I know Ramadan is coming every year because I have to prepare programs for Ramadan. So I'm mentally like, yes, I know it's happening, but I'm never prepared for it. So I end up getting the Ramadan cold turkey. And then I have what I call Ramadan brain, because my brain still has to be switched on. I still have to be producing programs. I still have to be kind of alert. And obviously, like most people in Ramadan, you know, your hours don't really change, so you're still doing really long hours. And then you come home and then you're not sleeping because you need to stay up for sahur, and then you're doing all your kind of salah and additional prayers and stuff, or trying to get to the masjid or something. And this year, I remember when the lockdown began, or when we were sent home and I started working from home, and I was like, oh, okay, I've got 5 weeks before Ramadan and I need to now get myself ready. So I feel like this year I was really prepared for Ramadan. And what's been really lovely is I've done lots of halakas. I've done lots of online learning, lots of social distancing stuff. I've been chairing a couple of things. I've been involved in my work stuff. So with the whole kind of lockdown stuff that's been going on, there's like a weekly kind of journalist things that, you know, to do with religion and ethics that we've all been part of. So I think I've been really interactive in that aspect for the work stuff, and I was able to produce my Ramadan program a day before Ramadan, and we did it right now. All my programs have been produced remotely, and I don't think Ramona will mind me saying this. Ramona Ali was my presenter, and she was in her wardrobe with a blanket over her head so we could get it completely soundproof. But I was on my desk in London with my headphones, and it's been recorded remotely in 4 different locations. I mean, that's basically how inventive we're being when it comes to radio. But Ramadan's been so amazing. Like, I've really enjoyed it, and I think part of that is just been really focusing on my spiritual well-being. And also, I think with what's going on with the pandemic, I think what happened to me is when it started, Ramadan began, all the tangible things in the world, I was looking around, looking at my, you know, designer shoes and bags and things, and I was like, none of that has any value anymore. Like, you know, things have just shifted, because the idea of death, we all talk about, you know, we know death is going to happen, but because, you know, we know this is a reality and so many people have passed away, you know, Allah, you know, raised them to the highest of heavens, that you just think, oh gosh, this is actually now real. So I think Ramadan has really helped me reestablish my covenant with God, and I'm hoping I can take that further on down the line. What am I looking forward to this weekend? I don't know. I think maybe inshallah interacting with family. It'll be interesting to see how we kind of come out of Ramadan and how we kind of what we do next. I think I'll probably be gorging with food tomorrow. It's not like I have not been doing it for the last 30 days. So
yeah, true. We're just
nothing will change.
A limited number of hours.
So yeah, but I think it's going to be. I like the idea, the fact that I'm no, I mean, I don't like the idea that I'm separated from my friends and family, but I think everyone's making more of an effort this year. So the fact that I'm making hand gifts and stuff, I just want people to feel slightly special and that they're not forgotten. And also talking about some charitable endeavors. So I online on Facebook, there were a couple of groups where people need food, and somebody got in touch with me with somebody local to where I live, and she doesn't know, but I dropped her some food, but I've made her a whole box of truffles and stuff, and I'm going to drop them over to her tomorrow because she's about a 20-minute walk from me. She's not Muslim either, but I just think it's so important to just do these things. I'm hoping I can continue it later. That means making truffles every week. I will not be doing that. So but yeah, so no, yeah, I yeah, inshallah, I think just yeah, I think probably I'm connecting with all friends tomorrow on the telephone and wishing everyone Ramadan, Eid Mubarak. I keep saying Ramadan.
I know, we're still in Ramadan mode. We will be for a few weeks. Well, a few days rather. But no, thank you. That's really, really positive. And thank you again, both of you, for all your time. We're coming to the end now, unfortunately, which is a shame because I'm having a good laugh with you both.
Because we spent a half an hour just talking about food.
I know. Now I'm hungry. Now my belly's rumbling.
I hope people commented and thought it was okay.
No, they did actually. And Haneda, who's my sister,
like loons online right now.
no, there's lots of people commenting, and Haneda has said that a few of her friends are doing a quiz over Zoom.
Brilliant! Yeah, I think it's really cool.
So that's a good idea. So if anyone hasn't thought of that yet, you know, maybe find an online quiz you can do and share with.
I'm also doing a Zoom chat with some friends. We've got some friends that are on their own and not able to connect with their family. So we're doing a Zoom catch up tomorrow. So that'll be good. Inshallah, we just keep them entertained, hopefully.
So, yeah.
Guys, before you go, I've just remembered we did something really interesting, right? Which I think brought us back to basics, right? I don't know about you guys, but my wife and I and the 2 kids, right, 11 and 13-year-old, right, we've been playing Ludo.
Oh, yeah. Ludo online, yeah.
No, dude. We found the Ludo in the house, the old one.
Yeah.
The board game, right, with all the stuff. And I remember we played that for days.
Ludo is the best game in the world, and it's a desi game. Every Desi family I know plays Ludo and is really competitive on Ludo. I mean, it's just the best game.
We played Monopoly a few days ago for about 7 hours straight. It was good fun.
You lose your Asian touch, man. It's got to go back to Ludo.
Yeah. Well, actually, they've done it even better. My sisters have been playing Ludo on their mobile phones with each other.
Okay, fair enough.
You're hearing them screaming at each other, but one's upstairs, the other one's downstairs. It's funny.
You're dropping your sisters right in it. You're going to get beats later on tonight.
Yeah.
Eat beats.
Eid beats. Yeah, there you go. Eid beats. That'll be a new one to do. I don't know how they'll be able to do that socially distancing though, but you know.
That's true.
I have to put a cloth between us.
Maybe get one of those gloves, you know, the boxing gloves and a stick and start poking you with it or something. I don't know.
Don't give them ideas. What are you doing, Saba?
Ideas, girls, ideas.
Anyway, we'll end it there before it gets before it goes over the top.
Get done for GBH or something. Sorry, guys. This is all a joke, everyone. Do not try this at home, please.
No, but thank you again, everyone. And thanks again for joining our show and for all of our viewers and listeners and commenters. I hope you all have a wonderful Eid Mubarak. Tomorrow or Sunday. I know some people might be celebrating on Sunday and or Monday, maybe. I'm not sure. But whichever day this weekend that you're celebrating, have a wonderful Eid, and reflect on this month and remember those who have left us this month and just before Ramadan started, and remember those who are mourning loved ones who have lost loved ones. So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thanks again, both of you, for your time.
Eid Mubarak, everyone.
Walaikum assalam. Eid Mubarak.